Watching some Champions League later.
Nice. Who's playing today?
Dortmund against Chelsea and Lissabon against Brugge. Brugge? I don't know how it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Should be fun. I need to start getting Darwin to play some music. Hey Dom.
Hello, GM, everybody. GM.
GM.
What's up, dude?
Yo, what is up? What is up?
Cool. Today's going to be a good one. I need more coffee though.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know who
What's
said
going on?
hello, but hello.
I'm just checking my mic.
Is that Kairos?
Kyle Rose.
Yeah, it's me.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I have a bit of a cold, so I'm not training tonight. So I figured I'd be able to make a brew.
Hey, nice. Me too, man.
So
I've been sick as hell.
I
Sound like
heard
it.
Dominic brought 50 prizes tonight because it's the 50th anniversary of the brew, and
Man, VB, you can't be saying this to me right now.
on the 15th anniversary, you should give away prizes like to everybody who's joining, like 50 air bikes for everyone. Like, what's going on?
My God!
You're
Wow.
canceled. You know what? You know what we'll do?
You know, like
You know what we'll do, VB? When
That sounds great.
Give me the air bikes that I won, I'll start doing that.
your air bike got burned. Like
exactly, bro. But we definitely do want to do some giveaways. We actually have something planned for next week that we'll talk more about.
We can talk about that today. Yeah.
Dom, did you see off topic about the advertisements that we placed?
Oh no.
Well, so basically, it turns out that we paid Tagubot paid Hologram to do an advertisement, and that may be the first Star Atlas advertisement.
Yeah, I see it every time I watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's paid, so it's the first one where a community developed project is paying another community developed project. So it's kind of exciting to think about that.
Yeah, that is pretty dope. Actually, that is pretty sick.
I think that the club paid a few guys as well, maybe before, but yeah, could be.
Did they? I didn't even know.
I don't know.
Who knows? You may or may not be the first Kairos, but you know.
Well, it was
Still
nice
cool.
for like the 10 minets that it lasted.
No, it's still cool. I think you still have a good chance of being the first. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, you guys ready to start?
Let's get started. So let's start as always with some updates that we have, things that happened since the last brew until now. So one thing we shared is the jetpacks and ground racing video. I'm sure everyone saw that, but pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna drop that video again.
Awesome.
That's honestly one of the best videos we've dropped. I'm not even kidding. Like, I saw that video and I started getting a bit jittery. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably one of our best videos. We cross posted it to Unreal Engine 5, the subreddit, and it went a little viral on it. Unfortunately, they took it down because NFTs, but it went viral until before they took it down.
My God.
They're banned for that. They're canceled for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably one of our favorite videos, though.
Man, imagine the day that we are playing around, shooting each other, the best Mario Kart style in the galaxy. This is going to be super fun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I see comments that the video is insane. Even if showroom 2.1 is only half that, it will be great. And the footage is from showroom R 2.1, so
Yeah,
that is basically how
that's
it's
what's
going
going
to
to
look
happen.
like.
Yeah, that's what you're getting. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what you're getting. Just to be clear, we always speak in the Atlas Brew chat, so not in the chat here in the voice chat, but in the Atlas Brew chat. And yeah, we follow the conversation in there. Then another news is the Opel Jet skins video. Dom, do you have that one?
Yeah. Let me grab it.
That's
Got
another pretty cool one.
Man, oh my god, the red, like I like the kind of like maroon, pinkish, reddish one. It's probably my favorite. It looks so good.
They look very good. They look actually very, very good.
I know. There's already a
The
skin for the
white
Opel
is
Jet.
clean, man.
Yeah,
White
I know
one?
there's already a skin. Yeah, the white one's also pretty clean. I know there's already a skin. I think it's the what is it called? It's the black one.
Oh man, I
man.
have it.
Do
Anyone
we
have
have
it?
any?
What's the name of it?
Do we have
OBOB.
any news? Do we have any news on the integration of the old FTX skins into Startlers? Because there have been a few Opel Jet skins over there, right?
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do exactly with that. We have no news yet, but they will probably be converted to another thing.
Yeah, I think Michael answered something about this in the foundation room once, and I think the general consensus there is that those items, like we're trying to figure out a way to like figure out who had what items, and then we'll probably obviously we don't want anything FTX related, so they'll probably change into something else. But that's the last thing that I saw about it.
Yeah.
And also the elephant in the room. Any news on when?
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there.
Wait a second, ODBB. Don't get ahead. Then another cool news is that the Epic Game Store posted Star Atlas on Twitter. They shared the tweet about us. And yeah, it's a cool one. I think it performed quite well, and it's cool that Epic Game Store is out there just posting about Star Atlas.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when your girlfriend posts about you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Makes you feel a certain type of way, man.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, this Dominic.
Man,
Yeah,
Dominic.
and I'm reading the comments from White Man. Yeah, man, this is still open mic, man. Anyone can unmute and just join the conversation. But some people use the voice, the chat in the voice chat, and that's not the one we use. We use the one in the Atlas Brew channel. So that
Dude,
was
I
what I
was
was
legit
trying
like,
to say.
what is he talking about?
No, man.
Because I don't ever
No,
use that
man, you can
little
talk whenever you
chat
want.
bubble.
Yeah, you can. Talk
I
whenever you
normally
want.
do. That's why I was like, what?
No. Yeah, you guys can either talk in voice chat or type in the Atlas Brew text channel.
Yeah, but if you don't want to talk, that's where we follow the conversation. Then let's move because we have more updates. So on the airdrop, the team is still working through the final stuff in there. Again, we're sorry for the delay, but it should be happening very, very soon. Honestly, like it's just a matter of like finalizing that and pushing it live.
Man, I wish I could give you guys a damn date or like time. I really wish I could, but it's basically like right when it's done, it'll go live and we'll let you know. I'm not giving a date. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, all we can say, we are deeply sorry about the situation.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, seriously.
We
Sorry guys. Sorry
don't
guys for the
like
wait.
when this kind of thing happens, for sure.
Yeah, and we are getting Dominic to learn Rust to work on airdrops for everyone.
You know
And the
who it
airdrops will
is.
come from his wallet. Yeah, so that's another update. We gotta get Dom to learn some Rust. Probably Carlos can teach you to create a bot to airdrop every one of us. So yeah. Then more updates. A cool hologram news network episode dropped with Matt Melney and the man himself, Jose. Um, the hologram and Kriegs have been putting basically like really, really high quality content. So we just wanted to give them some love. You can see the video now in the chat, and yeah, it's a great episode. And Jose, what are you guys talking about in there?
Man, it was quite the journey. We spoke about the beginnings of Star Atlas, the Convergence War a little bit, the logic behind the factions, the civilizations, the different species of Star Atlas, our creative process. There's a lot of content. That's why, as Dominic was saying, Kriegs broke it into different parts, like the Infinity Wars, you know?
Man,
So,
you took my joke. You took my joke.
Oh,
but I
Don
give you
was
the credits.
waiting. Don was hiding around the
I
corner with
gave
the
you the
joke.
credits, bro.
Nah, I gotta respect it, man. You were the one in the video. But yeah,
It
no,
was a
I
good
find
time,
it super
brother.
funny how it's split up into two
There
parts, like it's
isn't
like a big
the
movie.
logo in the back if you see it, right? There is this epic logo of the owl of hologram. This is super fun.
First human interviewing a penguin.
That's true.
Yeah, true. Then another cool thing from content creators was the Metaverse Nomads with Chris. He's our director of game economy, and yeah, it was a great conversation. So if you're interested in either lore or the economy of Star Atlas, you have two great episodes to watch, guys. Definitely, they are. You definitely should take a look. So Dom, if you have the link for the Metaverse Nomads one, then you can drop it in the Atlas Brew chat. That'll be pretty cool.
This was a really good episode. Really good Metaverse Nomads episode. Highly recommend. I think the time that Chris starts, like they start with the Chris interview, is around like 30 minutes. I think it's around like 30 minutes, 31 seconds, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it was really, really good. Highly recommend listening to it if you're interested at all in Star Atlas economics.
Yeah. So if you're interested in economics and in lore, like there are two great episodes from content creators, and there are two must listen. So good stuff from the content creators. We love to see it. We love to see it. So yeah, moving forward. We have a Twitter Spaces on Friday. These Twitter Spaces will be about game economies, and Chris will be joining as well. So if you miss Chris in the Metaverse Nomads, or you want to learn more, or want to see the takes from the Star Atlas team on different economic topics, make sure to join the Twitter Spaces on Friday. We'll be having the Disco event for you to mark as interested very soon. So stay tuned for that one. It's happening every Friday, as you know, the Twitter Spaces. Then we also have we have a charity Twitter Spaces together with Scythe, with partnership from Heimdall, with Lumina, Archetype, and also Jose. And we're going to be talking about all the stuff that is going on in Turkey and in Syria for everyone to know how they can help, because just a small hand can go a long way, and we just wanted to basically give it some more exposure, talk about how's the situation. We have committee members who are living in these countries, especially like people close to in Coexist and close to Lumina, so they will be sharing what is going on. So if you are interested in this topic, you may want to learn how to help and how to give a helping hand to the community. Make sure to join the tourist spaces tomorrow. So yeah, and yeah, Jose is everywhere now. Jose is putting the work on the interviews. Huh, Jose?
Only doing God's work, Santi. Only doing God's work.
Jose is committed in 2023 to becoming famous. So
Oh yeah, that's my
Yeah.
meta. The
Yeah.
famous penguin.
Yeah.
the famous penguin. Yeah.
Assuming the rock star status you were born with,
My
that's all you're
God.
doing, Jose.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I think we went through the updates very quick today. And I don't know if I missed anything. Jose, Tom.
No, I think we
No,
are
man.
good.
That's it. I think we're ready to get started.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move to the next topic. I see Mustache Reed saying Jose more talking equals more alpha sleeps. Yeah.
That's true. I gave
No,
alpha
no.
on each one of the interviews.
He disguises it all as theory crafting.
It's theory crafting, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
It's my lawyer background, right? This is the plot device that I use to protect myself.
Anytime Jose says this is only theory crafting, it is absolutely factual. Take it to the bank.
It's
Yeah,
taken
that's
from
right.
the notes of the devs of Star Atlas, right?
Oh my god. Oh man, just your story is a good one, man. Like from lawyer to lore writer in a metaverse that combines blockchain technology with spaceships. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
my parents can't understand this even today,
man.
It's
I
a
wish
crazy
like
journey.
we in the probably in the freestyle brew. Just say you need to tell us how was that situation where you had to go and tell your family, hey family, like I dropped my career as a lawyer to join the metaverse. Oh
Man,
man.
there's a good story behind that narrative. We can
Yeah,
totally do that.
let's
It's a
leave it
good
for the
story.
freestyle brew.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
leave
that
it
in
for
a
the freestyle
freestyle
brew.
brew. Yeah.
So we have a story for the freestyle brew, guys. Make sure to tune in
Yeah.
next week, next Wednesday. But now let's move to our main topic for today. So the main topic for today is something that I'm actually really interested in, which is crew member mechanics. So as you know, we have crew members in Star Atlas, and just a basic explanation, maybe Dom, if you want to share it. What is a crew member, sir? Tell me a little bit. What is a crew member in Star Atlas,
Yeah. Firstly, I just want to. I mean, someone already pointed it out, but I just want to apologize if my voice sounds a little weird. I was a little sick over the weekend, or not over the weekend. Yesterday, not yesterday, Monday. Man, my brain is done. But yeah, I was a little sick, so I'm still getting over it. So yeah, let's go over like what a crew member is, just kind of a basic definition. Crew members are basically just NPCs that are going to be performing in-game tasks alongside of you. Some examples. I mean, we've already seen a lot of different roles inside the Galactic Marketplace. I think we've seen like turret gunner, engineer, miners, co-pilots, pilots, data runner, and so much more. Like there's so many different roles for crew members. But that's like the very generic definition of a crew member. But yeah, I think I'd like to kind of move on to like things that we know now about crew members, kind of like the more complex stuff. If Jose wants to get into what we know now about crew members.
Yeah. I mean, this is a very important topic, guys, and I think I should make this point here today because everything in Star Atlas uh, revolves around the crew members. If you want to fly your ship around, you need crew members to manage. If you want to craft something, it's the crew members that's going to do it. If you are in a fight in the high risk zone, it's your crew members' performance that will determine if you die or survive there. So I was really looking forward to this specific brew because I feel that the community should be involved as soon as possible in the conversations around crew members.
Yep.
Star Atlas has been super focused on ships until now, but I think that we are starting to see in the horizon the ascension of the crew members, and we should start these conversations. Uh, Going back to Dominic's point, I feel that the first thing that we definitely know about crew members is that crew members, that players that have acquired them uh, on Gal Phase 1 and 2 will have their ship's crew airdropped to them. So this is a very good perk of being early to Star Atlas right now. You will be getting your crew members airdropped with the ships that you have bought on Gal Phase 1 and 2. And yeah, this is a very nice bonus, right?
Yeah, I
I
just
don't.
want to
Yeah,
add one
go on.
comment here, Jose. A little bit of maybe alpha, in case someone doesn't know this, but unless Michael has already spoiled this in Foundation Room, which who knows. But we're
Probably.
gonna introduce
Probably.
a cutoff date for this later this year. So what I mean by that is at some point you're gonna buy a Gal 1 ship and you're not gonna get like crew members. And there's gonna be a cutoff for actually getting crew members. We think that it's probably gonna be later in the year. But still something to keep in mind, something to let you guys know that later in the year there is going to be a cutoff for
Yeah.
these perks of getting a Gal 1 ship.
Yeah, and how the airdrop will work for the crew members is probably going to be like this one. Hopefully it will come sooner, but it's going to work like this one, where it's on. The main difference is that anyone with the ship now will get the crew members needed for that ship airdropped. So it's not based on purchasing, but it will be based on holding. So what you hold at at that moment when the cutoff date is introduced. Again, like that cutoff date, we're still far away from it, so don't worry about it. But just so everyone knows. So that's one thing we know about crew members. I'll let you continue, Jose.
Yeah, the next thing about crew members is that they come with rarity ranks, and that will have an impact in their overall progression in the Star Atlas metaverse. We don't have the details on that, but we do know that there are different types of rarity for crew members, and that will definitely influence on their overall performance and possibly even their leveling up in Star Atlas universe. And you can see that by the crew members that are already on sales in our marketplace.
Yeah, we just need to change the Sammy Banks one.
Yeah, we should have totally
We're changing that
changed
one to Santi.
Santi.
Yes, sir. The
Santiago
most
Apolo.
legendary crew member in all of Star Atlas. He has a what should his perk be?
He has his
600%
companion,
firepower
bro.
upgrade
He has his
when you have
companion,
Santi.
bro. The prairie dog.
Oh
The
my
prairie dog.
gosh, bro.
It comes with the prairie dog.
Man,
Man,
this
they
is
should get
freaking
the prairie
awesome.
dog in game. I prefer the prairie dog, man. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is what we know so far about the crew
Oh,
members.
there's one thing else.
Okay.
We know that you must keep them fed, healthy, and happy. Those things will be a part of the gameplay mechanics in Star Atlas, and you can infer that by some of the things that have been dropped to us, like for example how the fabricant cloths on the on accessories gives you a bonus on social cohesion. This is something that will surely be used with your crew members.
Okay. Okay. So there will be a lot of variables that will impact how the crew members, how
Behave and
effective
work.
they are. Yeah.
Man, I love crew members. I don't know if anyone has played XCOM 2 or just XCOM, but I really loved playing XCOM. And like if you lose one of your members, they're just dead. And then you lose like this character that you've gotten attached to, you've named, you've customized. And it kind of feels the same way. Where like you get attached to these crew members that are in your fleet, and it gets me really excited. I'm actually really excited for crew members. It's
Yeah.
a completely different thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have that feeling with like FIFA players, when you get one from I'm not sure how many people play FIFA here, but you can like get players from your own club that you get them since they are 15 years old, and then you get them in the main team, and if you play a lot, they will eventually retire, and you will be very emotionally attached to them. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's an
man.
experience.
Yeah. And that's actually something really important that we must discuss today, Santi.
Yeah, I think that could be like the start of the big theory crafting, Jose?
Yeah. Let's get it down to business, right?
Yeah.
I think that the first thing that we should talk about is man, people hashtag theorycraft. The first thing that we should talk about is how new crew members will be introduced to the Star Atlas metaverse. And this is on the supply side of this gameplay mechanic and structure, but also something very important, how we are taking away crew members from the metaverse game. You know,
Yeah, that's a
we
good point. It's a good point,
yeah,
Jose. Like, if there's creation, there needs to be destruction, right? Or there's just infinite supply. Isn't that right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I have some wild things on that front on my side, but first, I'd love to hear you guys about the mechanics of the crew members, uh, birth and death. One thing that we know for sure is that first, crew members can be trained in universities, so you'll be able to acquire new crew members through this structure in the Star Atlas metaverse system. The second thing that we know about crew members is that if you go to the high risk zone and you die, or maybe depending even on the medium risk zone, you might lose your crew members, one or more of them. They can be hurt, so they might need to be, because we have magic base, right? So they can be hurt and they can be healed. So I'd love to hear you guys talking about what you guys thoughts on how we should introduce crew members, how crew members should be born in the Stratos metaverse. Should there be a gating to this? Should there be a mating system? I'd love to hear thoughts on that.
Man, yeah. Like I said, I think there needs to be like this also we should, while theory crafting about creation, I think we should be theory crafting about destruction as well. There needs to be like some way that these crew members are being destroyed. I don't know if it should be the same pace as they're being created. I think that's more of a question for like econ. But still, it's super important that it's not just infinite inflation of crew members. I mean, or maybe it's not important. I don't know. Maybe I'm off the pack here. But I think as for like creation of crew members, a question that I have, maybe you have like some kind of hashtag theory crafting answer, Jose, is can like if there is mating, would you be able to mate like with like a mud character and an Oni character? Or like a mud character and an Ooster character. Now I don't want to know the specifics about like a mud and an Ooster, mating session.
Mm.
I don't know how that
You
would
you
work,
are
and I don't want
naughty,
to know.
Dominic. You are
I don't want
naughty,
to know. I
Dominic.
don't want to
Oh
know.
my
But
god.
if you could
I
just give
want to
me,
ask about the like infinite crew members. I think it's not a problem because there's only so much food in the universe, so like you have to feed them, and yeah, the max food supply determines how much people can survive of that food. You know
that's a
what I
good point.
mean?
Maybe the resource economy is the destruction for the crew members. That's a
Yeah.
good point. That's a
So
great point.
if there's too many crew members, then yeah, food gonna be rare.
Mm, that is super interesting. I like that. I like that
That's
point, Phoebe.
yeah. I I'm actually when I was thinking about crew members and creating a model for us to work, I was actually thinking about this very question, and I came with a similar answer to what Oliver just said. I felt that each planet in the world of Star Atlas might have a population capacity, depending on the quality of your management of the planet, the resources that you have there, the happiness overall of the population if people aren't getting attacked every day. And each planet would have a resource called population, something like this. And you can only train people to become crew members from the limit of those planets based on the performance of the planet. So this is another incentive for you to protect planets, because in the long run, if you attack someone's planets, other factions' planets, you will starve them out of new crew members to fund their fleets. I think this could create a very interesting gameplay loop.
I
Man.
think it would be pretty cool, for sure. I can imagine it would be interesting to just have a simple mechanism where if there's a bunch of crew members together, then there is a chance that offspring might be produced. I mean, keeping it vague like that at least gives the econ team the option to tweak
But
the chance or the how fast something like that might happen.
but will it be a multi-faction, interracial crew? That's the question there.
Yeah, that's
It
my
exists in the
question
lore.
is can
It
it
exists in
happen?
the lore.
It
But
exists,
can
right? Yeah.
but
So
can there also be like Ooster X Oni? Like, is that possible?
I can't go that far, bro.
Oh my gosh. No hashtag 3 crafting.
Don't do that.
I can't go that far, bro. I don't want to get fired.
Man. Okay. I'm not gonna push it.
In like the other day, Jose said. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I almost got fired the other day.
Man, how many things did you leak last week, Jose? Oh, it
Man,
was
like
the
the other day, he almost leaked like the most rare resource in the whole
Yeah,
Star Atlas galaxy,
exactly.
man.
But
Oh my god, you
Exactly.
brought that up.
ag-
Oh
ag-
my
ag-
god.
again, we get in the airdrop with the crew. So at this point, will there be like the offspring? Is it already determined on how we get them, or we just recruit them endlessly at universities, or like depending
Yeah,
on how much
uh,
food we have?
yeah, that's what we are discussing right now. I mean, I feel that there should be a lot of crew members, even more than the number of fleets in the Stratos world. And the reason for that is that not every crew member is suited for every position in the game. Uh, by the end of this brew, I want to present my general model about crew members that I have been working on my own outside of my working hours here in Star Atlas. But my idea here is that we should have different crew members with different traits, different abilities, and let players have a lot of options on how they want to build their crew and have synergy with their gameplay style. This is more on what I'm thinking right now. This is where I'm going with my reasoning on creating stuff. But we'll get there. I feel that
And
one. Sorry,
just to add,
just to go.
will it cost Atlas to recruit them, or will they be
Yeah,
free?
I feel it should because it's a service that the owner of the university is doing for you, right? He's training your crew member. So I feel that the universities in the Staratos metaverse will be like teachers for the basic guy to get training in some area of expertise. And this is going to be something like the farming, like the mining. This is the whole mechanic inside the game. So I think it's only fair that they get paid to teach your guys how to work in the Star Atlas metaverse. What I was going to say is that I also want crew members to have a beginning and an ending. Like I want them to age, I want them to retire, and I want them to die. And one thing that I'm working under is that there is a limit on how far your crew member can go if you only stick to the medium and safe risk zones. You know? I feel that some things can only be learned if you go to the very deeps of the galaxy, if we can say it like that.
Man, I have an
But we'll
idea.
get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I have an idea that I want to hear your thoughts, Jose, on, and everyone else's thoughts on. So I like when a game has kind of like darker tones. Like there's some like if there's like different races, there's maybe like a race that has like something that is would be deemed like more morally unacceptable. For example, in League of Legends, there's a kind of like I don't know if it's like a town or something, but basically, the kind of vibe in this town is that it's the strongest survive. So everything is based on your strength, literally everything. So that means if you're a leader, it's based on your strength. If you're weak, you just die. But basically, what I'm getting with here, to make a point, is for the destruction of crew members. What if there was like a religion for each Mud, Oni, and Ooster, where maybe you gain power or something from like some kind of entity for like sacrificing crew members, and there was like some mechanic around that. I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool if there was like maybe like a race of Oni who did that and a race
Only
of Ooster who
virgins
did that.
count.
My God, Dominic, we are not allowed to talk about that.
Oh my God.
All I can say is that
Oh,
we are not
wow.
allowed to talk about that.
Okay, well, let me just say
But
that my
that's,
idea was purely hashtag theory crafting.
bro.
I had
I
no.
really hope that, man.
They just
it's
unlock
it's
some
really it's
doors of
really funny
lore
because
without wanting to do it.
it's really funny because you knock it on the door of one of the interesting stuffs of the lore of Star Atlas. So let's leave it there. Okay. I'll talk to
Okay.
you later after this, bro.
Okay. Well, you know what, man? That's all right.
But
I'll
that's a
leave you.
great
I'll leave the
concept.
audience with that one then, I guess. But I
Yeah,
still think it's
that's
pretty
it.
damn interesting. But I'm gonna leave it
It
there.
is. It is. It is. Ah,
Okay,
man.
what's the
What?
next
And
question, Jose or
another
Santi?
thing that I see here, I'm just reading through Danny's messages on crew members. I'm being a stalker here. And I see a message from Danny that says that the crew member can be trained in the new university, for example, to learn the Pierce materials and how to work with Pierce stuff. So that crew member is going to be boosted if it works in a Pierce ship. So that is actually very interesting. Like how much of an effect the training and the universities are going to have in the crew members. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, this is actually very interesting. And this also creates a professor's market inside Staratas, right? I can totally see players striving to create the best universities inside the game and hiring the best professors on different areas of expertise just to teach players in different subjects. This would be super fun.
Yeah, can we rewind a bit? So the babies go directly in the university, or
First
do
Man,
high
I
can
school.
you imagine a
or
baby in university?
Come
Oh my
on,
no?
God.
What I mean
Bibibish.
is, we get the airdrop crew, and can we send them to the university after we receive them to learn something, or everything they learn will be on my ship or station?
Well,
You know
this is what we're
where?
theory crafting now.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
laughing
So
my ass off,
where
dude.
does the crew come from before it goes to the university, or
Yeah, yeah.
are they
ODVB.
or they
That's
spawn at
why
the university?
that's what I was talking about when I thought about this population mechanism for the planets. This would be a very slow, let's say, uh, counter that generates like an adult of that population on that planet. So let's say, for example, Planet X has 30% Punabs, 20% Mud, and 50% Ooster. It would generate, it will have a chance of generation members of those species, and you can recruit them from the planet owner or someone like that by paying a fee. And when you do that, they are already in adult age, you know. But there are many different paths that we can go uh, to think about this, but this was one of them, like what I was working with right now.
That would bring me to the next question. So, are they based on faction or regions? So, in the main Ustor region, will there be Ustor universities who produce like 80% users or something? And if the factions build more universities, they have like there will be more Ustors around, or how does that
Yeah,
work? Or is it all?
I feel that the population that a planet creates needs to be tied with the population that lives in that planet, right? So yeah, I think there is a connection there for sure.
Here's a
I saw a
question.
really. Oh yeah, go for it, Santi.
Yeah,
Go for it.
you probably saw the Gessinger one, which is very interesting. Like, if crew can be loot, like maybe you can you like
Yeah,
kidnap someone
100%.
from other crew? You know, like I meet
I
Dom, I sneak into his Pierce F4 and I kidnap his He's
Man, that
driving.
would be
Hey,
a little hard
yo.
because there's only one guy in the PS4, you know? You'll
No,
be
he said Pierce
kidnapped.
F4, F4,
Oh,
F4.
F4, you said?
Yeah,
F4,
yeah.
F4. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I totally see this happening, guys. Like, for example, you go to a planet, you are doing exploration, and you find a traveler who just, is empty of fuel there, and
Yeah.
he begs you to become your crew member so he can leave the planet. This is totally fine and possible, you know?
Okay,
I mean, that
so
brings up a pretty
technically
good
crew
point,
can
though.
be looted.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be pretty cool to, like, if you're, I don't know, maybe you have a claim stake on a planet, and, like, maybe there's a chance that you, I don't know, if it makes sense from a lore side to, like, rescue someone who was on the planet who was stranded or something. I don't know the
That's what I
specifics, but
just
maybe.
said.
Oh, really, man? Oh my gosh, sorry. I was laughing at Atlas Theory saying you don't want Dom's crew, man. I'm sorry.
My God,
Someone
Dominic.
cancel me already, man.
Come on, bro.
But there will be pods, right? Pods, like escape pods, so your ship gets
Yeah,
blown up
yeah,
and
exactly. You can
yeah,
find a
so and
random
then
escape pod in the galaxy.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Uh, is there any other topic that we have to cover before I can go full theory crafting mode, Senti and Dom?
I don't know if there's anything anyone wants to add to the conversation before Jose goes full theory crafting mode on how everything should work.
I feel like we had a ton of questions, right? Unless we want to just skip them and go to that. It's up to you guys.
Oh, if you have questions, shoot then. Let's.
I mean, did we already talk about kind of like how the crew members' task performance works, Jose?
Oh, that's another thing that's very important. Uh, in Star Atlas Galaxy, guys, as we were discussing, all of your success in the game, like for example, if you are able to mine a resource, it will depend on your crew member proficiency, right? And I was wondering about the different systems that we could use to test the success rate of your actions, right? I mean, if you have a very skilled crew member, he'll get even the hardest resources right every time. But if you get that novice guy and you take him to the high risk zone, it's very possible that he'll mess up and you have problems inside the game. So I was wondering if you guys had opinions about how the system should work. Should it be based in stats and skills, or just skills? Should skills be acquirable through repetition or XP points, things like that? I would love to hear opinions on that. What you guys
Yeah.
like most
I,
in terms of RPG?
I like it more when it's like you start unlocking. Like I like the skill tree set. Like you start leveling up and you unlock like points that you can spend in certain like abilities for the crew and skills. So that's personally what I prefer.
Love skill trees.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed.
Man, since Diablo 2, I have also been in love with skill trees, man. You know,
Yeah.
creating your build, especially if we have lots of different options and brands. I feel this makes the game very entertaining and allows you to have specializations, right? Which is also something that brings immersion and reflects on your gameplay style. So yeah, I guess everyone is pretty much on board with the skill trees, or does someone else have a different opinion?
I think skill trees is probably like unanimously the best option, but I think it would also be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of like just like some like small RNG that I think it just makes the experience a little bit more fun. So like when you get a crew member, like you get like I don't know, it you have a random chance to it gets like something that's outside of the skill tree, but it's still like a performance boost or something like that. Like maybe you get like a super rare one or something like that, and
A
it
perk.
adds to it. I think that would be pretty cool. But it shouldn't be as much as the or as impactful as the skill tree, but just something small, to add to add to the complexity of crew members, add to the economics of crew members, and stuff like that.
You're basically talking about like Pokemon and then like the like subtle traits, but you still got to train the Pokemon and like give them abilities to use in combat, but there's still like the underlying, you know, like shyness or whatever, like those other traits. Like
Yeah, so, kind of something like that. Yeah. And I think that's actually something that Jose might be talking about soon.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot. It reminds me also a bit of Borderlands, where you have like, if you reach certain achievements, you also get like a 0.1% improvement of some stat, which is absolutely not comparable to the skill tree, but indeed does offer a secondary alternative path to also improve your things continuously throughout the game, even when the skill tree is already unlocked. I like that stuff as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
Man, I thought some people were going to hate that idea, but it sounds like everyone likes it.
We all agreed on everything. This is
Yeah,
insane.
what the hell?
Yeah, man.
Where's the disagreements at?
Yeah, this is the first time in any brew that everyone's...
Quick, let's bring up multi-faction guilds. Quick.
No!
Just kidding.
No way. But yeah, no, this is going straight into the game design desk.
Yeah,
this is how we want it, lads.
Yeah, they can't even complain. This is it.
We're coming. We're going to the team. We had you listen, gentlemen. We had 65 people. We were all in agreement here. Ship this immediately. Make it. Ship it.
Guys, can we start going wild with theory crafting now?
Yeah, go for it, Jose.
I have been patient, guys. I have been patient.
You have been patient.
Okay, let's freaking go here. So, guys, I was thinking about how to create a Star Atlas unique crew member experience, right? And there are, as we are discussing now, there are many models which we can use to work and create something to create the whole crew members ecosystem. And the first thing that I wanted to do was creating something that relates very well with the lore of Star Atlas. So what I did here was starting from the meeting. We'll go through everything that we spoke about, and I'll show you guys my theory crafting on a model that we could follow. The first thing that we'll have when minting a character is determining the aspect of Iris under which he's born. As we have spoken a little bit in previous bureaus, we now know that Iris has some influence in the Star Atlas galaxy, right? And if you have, I don't know if you guys believe in horoscope, if you believe in the zodiac, but if you believe or if you're not, you know that some people believe that the stars and the sun and the moon, they can influence some traits of your personality. And what have I done? I have created 12 different archetypes of personality based on 600 personality traits, and I have divided them through the 12 aspects of Iris. So my idea here is that whenever a crew member is born, there will be RNG to determine first which aspect of Iris he is born under. And each one of those aspects of Iris will give him a better chance of coming out with some traits. Like, for example, there is an aspect of Iris of guys who are excellent explorers, they are super proactive, but they are also imprudent. And those personality traits comes with traits that are labeled as good, as bad, and neutral. But to be honest, the way that I want this to work is that different traits, they could have good things and bad things for depending on the situation. And I'll give you guys a better example what I'm talking about. Like, for example, let's say that your guy is strong. He's strong, and by having this strong trait, he'll have a bonus of strength on any task inside the game of Star Atlas that uses strength. And when he does being this way, whenever let's say you land on a planet, you are ambushed by a crew of of bandits. And let's think about this in Sage, for example. Like this would pop up a dialogue quest and say you have been ambushed by bandits. And since one of your crew members has the strong trait, this will open up a window of opportunity for him to deal with the situation based on his traits. So for example, normally you could fight, you could run, you could flee, but since you have the strong trait, you might try to intimidate the bandits, and this would give you a better chance of succeeding because one of your crew members has the strong trait. But let's say, on the contrary, one of your crew members has a trait like hot headed. And that hot headed crew member, when he comes to the same situation that I'm narrating now, he would close all the options for you, and there would be only one option like, are you shitting me? You are trying to rob me? Bring it on. So you'd be forced to fight the bandits. This is more or less the ways that I'm thinking about trade systems should work for crew members in Star Atlas. It gives you stat bonus, but it also opens up possibilities of dialogues, of interactions with the Star Atlas metaverse. To the point that maybe you have that crew member, that Bob, that would probably mess up every time, but he has very good stats, so keep him in the fleet. But he would also bring you lots of confusions, lots of dangers, and I feel that by having positive and negative traits on your crew members would drive you to be close to them, to value them, to interact with them and have a proximity with your crew members, which is very important for the Star Atlas marketplace. So this would allow us to build very diversified fleets and create synergies between the traits, the play styles, and the careers inside the game. Another layer that I'm adding to the minting phase of the game is that I want races in Star Atlas to have also traits that are more common in them. You guys know about the Miris, so you know for sure that the Miris, they are very good at survival. They are very athletic by nature, so every Miris character, they might have a better chance of getting, for example, an athletic trait that would help him deal with situations that requires agility and things like that, and also negative perks associated with this faction, with this species. So this way, the crew system would have lots of influences from the galaxy of Star Atlas, from the lore of the game, and also from sheer luck, right? I also feel that every species should have unique traits. Like, for example, the Miris, if you read the Miris lore, you know that they have a very interesting relationship with stories and narratives. And maybe you have that 0.001% chance that you meet a guy like Yagos from the weekly reports lore, which is able to tap into to have a dual personality and do some fun stuff by acquiring different skills depending on situations. So
Yeah.
I would like to have feedback on those ideas from you guys. How do you feel about them?
I think this is totally related to what we were talking about before, which is like a skill tree plus traits, um, plus what Dom mentioned, which is like there are some traits that you get kind of like randomly, but they add to the whole, like, to that crew member, and to that experience. So I like it. I like it.
Oh
I
man,
love
that's
it. I love it. I do think, because I already see issues potentially popping up with that. So I think a very interesting task will be for the UX team and probably additional team members to really come up with a way of making visually clear how good a crew member is going to perform in certain tasks, uh, preferably in a way that you can see that before trying to assign this person. And of course, the more complicated these crew members can be stat-wise, which again I love. So please go absolutely in that direction. But the more important it is to really make it clear and also easy for people who are not min-maxing and who don't readily know all the different stats, skill tree options, and everything traits from their heads, and can just look at that and readily understand what position this crew member should be assigned to. It will be very, again, important part to really try to figure that out, to make that as easy as possible without potentially making it ultra clear what the best spot is, but at least help people on their way with that.
Yeah, the way I was envisioning that is that when we meet the crew member, it will come with his inborn traits. And if you hover over it, it will give you like an overall description of the trait and maybe some bonuses on things like, for example, you are strong, so you get a better chance of succeeding in physical tasks. Uh, and sometimes you can even break stuff by accident, things like that. So that those are hints about how this plays in the game, what impacts they could have. But also I want to make this something fun, like something like that. For example, you are traveling in the high risk zone and you have that slothful guy in your fleet, and suddenly he simply stops working. Like, no, I'll do it later. I want our players to be surprised by the traits system. I want there to be obvious stuff like +1 strength or -1 agility, things like that. But I also want there to be a way of surprising you when you deal with different situations in the galaxy. And to another point that I was going to talk about, which I forgot, is that I want crew members to, depending on the different situations, depending on what happens with them, that they have a chance to also develop social traits. Like, for example, if an Ustur magic saves a Oni life, maybe he'll get a Ustur friendly social trait, which gives him a bonus when he's Usturs, Or on the other side, uh, allergic to one of the plants inside the game, and if he gets in contact with that plant, or something like that. This is an extreme case, but just to give you guys an idea, this would affect his performance or something like that, So I feel this will bring a lot of immersion, this idea of acquiring traits, and also on the psychological level. One thing that I have been working on is the idea that there should be a measurement of your crew courage slash experience in Star Atlas. I feel that if you try to take a crew member, like a novice crew member, to the high risk zone, he'll be paralyzed by the sheer pressure of being in a place that he can die at any moment. So I was thinking that maybe when you go to the high risk zone, you get a debuff on morale or something like that. And you'd need to train your crew members in different zones and situations for him to level up. And he feels comfortable in being in this kind of place and zone and dealing with the dangers that exist in the high risk zone. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah,
sorry.
go for it, Funcracker. No, please go for it, man.
Well, the high risk zone and medium risk zone are, of course, hard gameplay concepts. I can imagine it would be more interesting if it's affected by their distance from their closest allied starbase. For example, if you think in Sage terms, or if it just in Star Atlas, if it gradually is lowered by distance from the central space station, perhaps in Star Atlas or something like that. Because like a hard tweak from, okay, now we go one system further, boom, high risk zone, everything falls apart. Feels not so immersive to me, but yeah, generally I like the idea.
But think about that, Funcracker. Let's say you are living And I'll give you a Brazilian example. Please don't feel if there are other Brazilians in watching the brew right now. I love our country, so this is just a fact that I'm sharing that I think people can relate to this in real life. There are certain places in Rio de Janeiro that you know that they are ruled by uh, militia and bandits, and if you when you step there, it's really close to the good zones of the city, but it's their small place. Like it's 300 meters apart from a good place in the city and this very bad zone. When you step there, even if you are driving along the highway, you look at that and you feel the pressure of being in that place. You know what I'm saying? This is more or
Yeah, yeah.
less the logic of what I think it's going to be when you go to the high risk zone. You know that you are entering in uncharted lands in the galaxy. You know there are pirates. You know there are Tufas. You know there are things that probably no one else in the galaxy has ever seen before. So that's where I get this mechanism where, man, okay, I am in the high risk zone now. Shit got serious. I might die here at any moment, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I just thinking, right, the gameplay mechanic in medium risk zone where your crew cannot die, for example, whereas in the high risk zone they can, is not something that they should be aware of, I assume. And knowing that I'm not sure if that changed, but the mechanic will be that the Council of Peace is protecting systems closer to the central space station more so than if you slowly move away from it, even though you will still be in the same zone technically, and at some point it will stop, and then you'll be in a different zone. That feels so gradual that perhaps a more gradual variant of this would make sense. Though I do get what you're saying. If you enter a unknown system, for example, that is not charted, then I completely would agree again with you.
Yeah. Yeah, this is for sure something cool to think about. And also, another thing that I would love to theorycraft with you guys are the ways of crew members progressing and how they die. Something that I was thinking about is that I really want uh, there to be a high risk bar slash reward component to the crew members progression. I mean, you can train your crew member in the medium risk zone. He can get smart, he can get to a good level, he can perform well. But I think that if you want to take them to the legendary level where that guy might become one of the best crew members in the galaxy in their positions, you need to go to the high risk zone. You need to go to high risk zone, and I feel that there should be lots of variables here that influences on your crew members' progression and even retirement or death. I feel that every crew member should retire at a certain point. If even and that's a good I think that's a good thing if you can have your crew members retire because this will mean that you have succeeded on keeping them alive through the dangers of the Star Atlas galaxy. But I really want the crew members to be something that it doesn't become an oversupply of crew members. So I want there to be like, for example, when you go to the high risk zone, I want you to risk your crew member acquiring a just mental disorder, like being paranoid, seeing things. I want you to maybe catch a disease that has no cure, that would slowly kill him, and things like that. I want there to be lots of dangers for crew members, but also lots of rewards if you are risking yourself in the high risk zone and trying to do things that no one have ever tried before. And if you manage to overcome those challenges, your crew member might even get legendary abilities, like he'll learn secrets from the galaxy that no one knows. He'll be able to deal with materials that other players have never seen. For example, maybe he's able to extract an ore that's so volatile that no one else knows how to do it, but he does because he was there and he has tried to do that many times. what do you guys feel about uh, this system? Maybe they could become teachers, right? Veterans, like Mustache is saying right now. How do you guys feel about that?
Love it. Though I have to warn you that Santi left. He's reporting you.
Oh my God, Sanchi, don't do that.
Too much
Reported.
alpha.
Too much alpha in a single day, bro.
Hashtag theory crafting.
Theory
Yeah,
crafting, guys.
Zesk,
Yes,
on
friend.
the crew can. So how finished are they if they come out of university? Let's say a crew has like 10 levels or something, and do I recruit them blank and they gain all the experience and stuff on my ship, or
I feel that
are
this should be like reality. When people come out of the university, they
they
mostly
level one?
they don't know anything. They can only perform the basic stuff from their skill set. So let's say, for example,
But
after you go to the university, you become a novice doctor or a novice data runner. And by your adventures in space, they go progressing in the skill tree.
yeah.
You guys agree with this approach, or do you feel that there should be more to the university?
No, I agree. I just was thinking about what Mustafa right said, how complicated it will be to implement something like that. Because, so let's say we go to the university, we get a crew, we mint the NFT, then we put the crew member, the NFT, into one of our ships.
No, no. I think
So, and
I think it is differently. Like for example, uh, you start on the you start you there is the simple character token. Let's say it like that. The crew member is minted. You stake him in the university for a period of time where he's learning. Man, Lumina is correctly pushing my ear here. I left the university knowing a few things, Lumina. I'm just joking, to come across my point that I feel that most of the experience and the journey of crew members should come from their adventures in space. I feel that the universe gives you the background necessary to deal with the situations of your career, but yeah, most of the level up will come with real world experience and maybe even research. Maybe there is a different career in Star Atlas that's focused on research and that will allow you to train other people. Just an idea on that. And sorry, ODVBI was, oh yes. So you stake the crew member in the university. The crew member there will be trained by the professors of the university for a period of
okay, okay,
time,
okay.
and then when
But
it's
with
done, it's
that,
done.
where do I get them from? Like, I thought we recruit them at a university. So where do the new ones come from?
I was thinking about this being like from planets. It's like the population of a planet. There would be a bar or a place where there would be, like, let's say the recruiting place,
Yeah,
the
okay, I
drafting
get it.
zone,
Yeah,
like the university, right? There is a place where only people are there, and you can
okay.
acquire them
There
in
I
that place.
get a level zero plebs, and then I send them to university to be a pilot, level one or one thing. I get them out of the university, and then I level them up in my ships or wherever I put them or something like that.
Exactly, they will acquire the skills on the tasks that you are setting them to do.
Okay.
Does that feel logical?
Yeah.
Good.
Looking
Let
forward to all this for sure.
Yeah, man. I feel that if you can create a system like that, man, I think Star Atlas becomes the best game in the world. With everything else
Uh,
that we have.
I already see you bringing up this to the team, and then you say, "Oh, all the crew is gonna have 30 different traits," and then they say, "Oh no, we have to cut it down to like 3 or 4 or something like that."
Well, there is this risk for sure, but I mean, I can say that you guys supported the idea, and you guys are rioting if they don't do that. So yeah, I have leverage.
That's a
I'm
good
joking.
plan. It's a great plan, Jose. Listen. These are the notes that we have. Do it or we riot.
Do it or riot.
Simple. Very simple.
Yeah. And also other things that I want to talk about today. You guys mind if I go on for a few more minutes?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was thinking
Talk
about
to me, bro.
the social aspect of the Star Atlas game. I want the crew members to have desires. Like each one of them, I feel that they have things that they like and things that they don't like. And crew members might get stressed from just being sent all across the space doing missions one after another. So I feel that they should also have social activities that they want to do to relax. Like, for example, you need to take them to the Bounty Bar at the end of the week to have some fun, listen to music, and just chat. And I think this can drive a lot of different social careers inside the game. Like, for example, uh, as I said, you can have a chef that will create food with rare ingredients coming from different places in the galaxy. And that will give your crew members a happiness boost and also maybe some stats for a period of time. Other things like you may have someone doing the creating dresses and clothing for your crew members, which will make them happy by expressing their personalities on their clothes, right? And it would be super fun to have to see the different aesthetics of the species and civilizations of Star Atlas created by the players in the game. And this is also something that I'm working on creating those side careers, social careers that will allows us to do things for fun in Star Atlas, things that are, of course, there will be an industry of fashion behind it, but the main focus of this is that if you like creating food, if you are like creating, cooking. I have been actually creating the chef career, the cooking career inside Star Atlas, and my idea here was that there will be when you start this career, there is a recipe book with like 500 different ingredients. And when you start this career, you need to try to collect all of them by traveling all across the galaxy. Uh, Maybe most of the ingredients can only be found under certain conditions and periods of time or during special events or quests. So I want those things to be entertaining activities on their own for players in Star Atlas that don't want to go around fighting or mining, but they just want to create food or create new dishes or discover all the secrets and ingredients that are scattered around the hundreds of and thousands of planets inside Star Atlas. I think that if we can build things like that for a variety of different secondary careers or uh, gif- uh, secondary careers like that, I think that's the day when Star Atlas becomes a true metaverse because players will be able to, you can be a herb hunter for a chef, you can be that guy that just go around hunting rare animals for the chef to cook those rare ingredients. I think this will be super entertaining and this will give people lots of things to do inside the Star Atlas galaxy. How do you guys feel about this?
The more to do, the better.
Yep. Agreed.
Awesome. I think I spoke a lot today.
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
I
Oh,
still
man,
do
Jose,
think
yeah, you went off today.
Sorry, guys.
Love it. No, I love it, bro.
I was
love
in
it.
the zone.
You were in your flow state, Jose.
Yeah. Guys,
Just
again, not all
report
of this
everything
is
to the team,
crafting, okay?
and then report everything to the team. And if they want to cancel anything, then call us, and then we.
Yeah, you guys riot for us. Yeah. That's a good plan. That's a great plan.
Awesome. I think that it's a good moment to close the brew, right, Dom? Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'll start spilling too much.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to close the brew. I do want to do want to say thank you guys all for coming today. Today was Atlas Brew number 50. Number 50. That's half of 100, ladies and gentlemen, who didn't pass first grade math class. It's actually a really big monumental occasion. I think 50 is pretty crazy number. We haven't missed a single brew. We haven't missed a single week. Actually, I mean, I guess on the Christmas vacation, that one doesn't count though. But yeah, we've hit number 50. I also wanted to say that next week we probably have a quiz before the brew, and it's gonna have some pretty good prizes actually, and it's gonna be around the core graphic novel. So if you are reading that, or catching up, or staying up to date with it, you'll have an advantage, and you will definitely have chances to win some pretty cool prizes. So keep an eye out for an announcement regarding that. But besides that, yeah, really good brew today. Thank you, Jose. Jose, do you have any final words before we close out?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for participating on this brew. It's super important for the future of Star Atlas. This is one of our main features inside the game, so I was happy to share ideas and discuss them with you guys. Thank you for being so active and showing so much passion for Star Atlas.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, have a good day. We'll see you next Wednesday.
See you guys. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Bye bye.